Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. In today's video, I want to walk you guys through my financial pathway that took me from making a $150 investment and turning it into $1.2 million. I started investing in the stock market when I was 30 years old through my company-sponsored 401k program. From there, I opened up a taxable brokerage account, and I started investing in that taxable brokerage account as well. Now, my salary from my 9-to-5 job was only so much. At the time, I was making $30,000 a year when I started investing in my company-sponsored 401k program. But over the years, my salary continued to go up as my performance continued to go up. But I also started thinking about other ways to make money outside of my primary income. See, in order to build wealth, guys, income is going to be our most valuable resource. The more money we have to invest, the faster we can get to our financial freedom if we're investing that money in the right places. So as I was making this 9-to-5 income and I was putting money in my company-sponsored 401k program, I was also putting money in a taxable brokerage account. I started investing in real estate. Now, I didn't have very much money to get involved with real estate, but when I was 26, I bought my first home. As I lived in that first home for a couple of years, I decided, hey, why don't I tap into some of the equity and start buying real estate that I could then at some point lease for income, and then it would grow in value as the property increased in value, right? So that's what I started doing. So I was working the 9-to-5. I was making contributions that started out at about $150 every 2 weeks. I started making those contributions to my 401k program. As my salary continued to go up, I continued to increase my contributions to my 401k every single 2 weeks, like clockwork, right? I never missed that. That was my baseline or my foundation for my future, was that 401k program. Like I said, then I graduated to a taxable brokerage account because I got to the point where I couldn't put any more money in the 401k because the 401k accounts have limitations. You can only put so much money in. Once I hit those limitations, I had to figure out another place to put money, and that's where the taxable brokerage account came in. As I was, starting in real estate, which was a really good way for me to grow my net worth, I didn't make a lot of money from real estate to actually put in investments in the stock market. What it did for me though was it increased my net worth because every property that I would buy over time would increase in value. So if I bought it for, 100 grand and it increased in value to, 300 grand, then I just increased my net worth by $200,000. So that's what real estate did for me. Now, also along this time, I started luxury watch sales. And luxury watch sales was a way for me to make more money. I was making good money on my 9-to-5, but it wasn't enough because remember, your 9-to-5, at least for me, had to pay for other things outside of investments. It had to pay for my house. It had to pay for, all the expenses associated with living. So I had only a limited amount of money left over once I paid everything, made my contributions to my 401k. So then I started down that pathway of creating an additional stream of income that would allow me to take more money and invest in my taxable brokerage account. So I created luxury watch sales where I went online. I would buy luxury watches from places like eBay, places like Amazon. I would also go buy these luxury watches from local brick and mortar retailers. And then I would take those watches and I would turn around and post them online to places like eBay or the watch forums, and I would resell them for profit. And I got really good at that particular side hustle, and it created quite a bit of additional income for me that I was able at that time to take that money and continue to invest it in my taxable brokerage account, also invested in real estate. And guys, I just rinse and repeated that process over and over. Kept working the 9-to-5 job, kept increasing my skill set, which made me more valuable, which got me to a 6-figure salary. About 12 years into my banking career, I got to that 6-figure salary and wow, started making really good money. But again, my investment strategy never changed. I continue to leverage into and make investments into my 401k by doing the max contribution. I also continue to plow money into my taxable brokerage account. I also continue to buy real estate. So 401k, taxable brokerage account, real estate. And then the last thing I started doing was I created a Roth IRA. And I created the Roth IRA as a way to be able to put more money in a tax advantaged brokerage account or investment account so that later on down the road, I would have the opportunity to be able to get at some of my retirement funds without having to pay any taxes on it down the road. So that's the reason I opened up the Roth IRA. So I had the 401k going, I had the taxable brokerage account going, I had the Roth IRA going, I had real estate going, and I funded all of those things through my 9-to-5 job and luxury watch sales. Those were my two income streams or my cash flow streams. So what did I invest the money in the 3 investment accounts? Well, I invested in mutual funds at the beginning because that is all my company would allow me to invest in. They had 4 or 5 mutual funds and that was it. So I had to invest in those mutual funds, and what I did was I invested in the growth mutual funds, the large cap stocks, your blue chip companies. That's what I invested in, the growth companies, the growth and income companies in that particular suite of mutual funds. Now in the taxable brokerage account, I pretty much could invest in anything I wanted to. I would buy stocks, and the only 2 companies I would buy were Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Those were my 2 companies that I would buy and put into that taxable brokerage account. Later, I opened up, like I said, the Roth IRA, and in that Roth IRA, I concentrated that on index funds and ETFs. So as I left my banking career about 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I took the 401k money and I rolled it into Vanguard. So let me recap and tell you exactly the 5 investments that I currently have where I got the $1.2 million parked. The first one is Vanguard Information Technology, VGT. The second one is Vanguard S&P 500, VOOG. The third one is Vanguard Total Stock Market, VTSAX, which is an index fund. The fourth is Wells Fargo, and then the 5th is Bank of America. Now the 6th investment that I've made is in myself. See, I believe an investment in yourself pays you the best interest. So now I take all of my knowledge and experience and I turn that into income. So the goal for me over the next 7 years is to take the 1.2 million and turn it into 2.4. With those 6 investments, I believe I can do that. At a 10% rate of return in the next 7 years, that 1.2 million will be turned into 2.4 million, which is pretty awesome. So there you go, guys. That's how I went from making a $150 investment every 2 weeks into my company-sponsored 401k program. Fast forward 20 years later, I got $1.2 million. Now, to some of you guys, that's not a lot of money. To some of you guys, that's a lot of money. That's not the point. The point is you have to put a pathway in place if you're going to go from A to B. Your A to B is going to be different than my A to B. The key though is you got to have a financial pathway to get from A to B. And that's what this video really is about. It's not about how much money I have. The real question is how much money do you want to have at some point in the future? And do you got a financial pathway in place to get you there? If you do, fantastic. If you don't, then you got some homework to do. You got to put a pathway in place if you want to get to where you want to get to and create financial freedom for yourself. Drop me some comments, guys. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, if you want 2 free stocks, Webull is going to give you 2 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put at least $100 in that account. You're going to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. There's a link in the description box of the video. Go click on that Webull link, open up your new Webull account, and get that free money, guys. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.